Turkey has built a new concrete border wall in an effort to stop an influx of people from Afghanistan from crossing into the country via Iran. The massive concrete structure in the eastern province of Van stretches 40 miles long. It comes as the number of Afghan migrants trying to enter the country from Iran has risen. Many are refugees fleeing violence in Afghanistan as the United States and its NATO allies withdraw troops and Taliban fighters seize territory. Emin Bilmaz is a local governor.
The number of refugees we seized on the borderline and thwarted last year is around 105,000. This year, the number of refugees we seized on the border and started legal proceedings with has exceeded 55,000.
Police hard at work investigating a crime scene. Bloodstains and police badge was found here. But the police officials and their vehicle was nowhere to be found. A widespread search was launched and their abandoned vehicle was found hours later.
During the evening of 26 July 2021, the members who were attending to complaints in the precinct lost contact with their commander at the community service center. As the hours progressed with no contact, shift management then decided to go searching for the pair. During the afternoon of 27 July 2021, the search ended with the discovery in the bushes in Moseta. The burnt bodies will be subjected to DNA testing for positive identification. The motive for the killing is part of the investigation.
Hundreds of people took to the streets in Jigjiga, capital of Ethiopia's Somali region, on Wednesday, angry about a deadly weekend attack on a Somali town. The local government says a militia from neighbouring Afar was responsible and that hundreds of civilians were killed. It's the latest flare-up of a local boundary dispute and an example of the numerous ethnic tensions in Africa's second most populous country. Since taking office in 2018, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has been trying to unify Ethiopia, a country of more than 80 ethnic groups. But he's struggled to contain a surge in violence as regions and ethnic groups vied for more power or settled old scores.
North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un has made new comments on the country's fight against the coronavirus pandemic, acknowledging the struggle of its strict and prolonged lockdown. In a video aired by North Korea's state-run television, the leader says that the difficulties and hardship caused by the world health crisis, quote, are no less harsh for us than those in the wartime situation. He was making the speech to a veterans conference marking the 68th anniversary of the Korean War's armistice. While acknowledging the difficulty, he also said this generation will be victorious over COVID, just as the previous generation was victorious during the war.
A shallow earthquake of magnitude 8.2 struck the Alaska Peninsula late on Wednesday, prompting tsunami warnings in the region, authorities said. There were no immediate reports on loss of property or life. The U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, said the quake, which struck at 10:15 p.m. local time, 6:15 GMT Thursday, was at a depth of 35 kilometers. In Alaska, the National Tsunami Warning Center, NTWC, issued warnings for southern parts, the peninsula, and Pacific coastal areas from Hinchinbrook entrance to Unimak Pass. It also issued a tsunami watch for the U.S. state of Hawaii.
It was a crime that shocked the nation. A 21-year-old college student was murdered after she got into a car she mistook for her Uber.
A grieving mom vents her rage at the man just convicted of brutally murdering her daughter.
I close my eyes and I feel what she endured at his hands. The final moments, her bare feet kicking and fighting for her life.
21-year-old Samantha Josephson was just weeks away from graduating from the University of South Carolina. Surveillance video captured the heartbreaking moment Samantha climbed into the killer's car, mistaking it for an Uber she had ordered. 27-year-old Nathaniel Rowland used the child lock to trap Samantha. She was stabbed 120 times. There were scenes of raw emotion in court as Rowland was found guilty, but he showed no remorse.
I know I'm innocent. But I guess what I know and what I think really doesn't matter.
That only angered the judge, who cited the overwhelming video evidence.
There were 1,000 roads. Each road led to you. There's 1,000 trails. Each trail led to you.
He sentenced Rowland to life in prison.
And that sentence must be served for the remaining days of your natural life.
This is just about more control.
House Republicans bristled at new guidance from the Capitol physician Wednesday mandating mask wearing. Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy and many of his fellow Republicans refused to mask up.
We are vaccinated. We're not a hot spot, but they're forcing you to wear a mask. Not in the Senate, but in the House. This is just about more control.
This after the CDC on Tuesday said vaccinated people should wear masks indoors in areas of substantial or high COVID-19 transmission due to the increased transmissibility of the Delta variant. A high-level aide for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said Republican opposition was, quote, moronic, after a report based off of garbled audio said Pelosi called McCarthy a moron. Pelosi later downplayed the moment.
Is Kevin McCarthy a moron, and if so, why?
I said earlier in my comment, science, 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 and science. To say that wearing a mask is not based on science, I think is not wise, and that was my comment. And that's all I'm going to say about that.